numbers are expected to travel during the holiday.
Will you save money on those Black Friday deals? Brianna Greenup is coming up with tips you won't want to miss.
And notable alumni Ross and Matt Duffer, creators of Stranger Things, back on campus. All that and more coming up.
Good afternoon, Orange County, and welcome to Chapman News. I'm Tristan Davis.
And I'm Jessica Metter. Today's show is stuffed with news for the holidays, so let's get into it.
Campus is emptying out. It must mean one thing, the holidays. As millions are heading home to Grandma, it looks like it may be a record high travel week. I looked into the statistics of traveling during Thanksgiving.
Not there! I need a ride back!
Steve Martin accurately represents how most Americans feel about traveling during Thanksgiving. AAA says that more than 48 million Americans are traveling 50 miles or more for the upcoming Thanksgiving week. That is 1 million more travelers than last year. Folks will be anxiously packing their bags just to wait. According to Fortune, the top 3 busiest airports this Thanksgiving are Los Angeles International, Chicago O'Hare, and San Francisco International. All are expecting 55,000 extra passengers a day. Nearly 90% of travelers will drive to their destinations this year. Drivers are expected to save money at the gas stations, with gas prices at an all-time low. Second cheapest since 2008, at $2.14 a gallon. Drivers are advised to head home around 6 a.m. on Black Friday to avoid as much of the gridlock as possible. For those traveling by train, the Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after are the busiest days to travel. Almost 750,000 people will be traveling by Amtrak. AAA recommends that motorists check the condition of their batteries and tires and pack emergency kits in their vehicles before leaving. Gobble up all this information, folks, because the turkeys won't be the only ones trying to escape the crowds.
Those turkeys look a lot like my family trying to get through the airport on Thanksgiving.
Well, Tristan, I've actually never been happier to wait in LA traffic to go home.
Tell me about it. I go home for break, but this year I was a bit of a diva and I made my parents fly to me. Sorry, Mom and Dad. Our reporter Adam Winton is live at Santa Ana Airport giving us a look at how busy it may be this weekend. Adam?
I'm Adam Winton. We're out here at the Henley Courts parking lot where there's shuttles taking students to the airport so that they can go home for Thanksgiving. We've got a lot of students headed out. We have here Sasha. So where are you headed?
I'm headed to San Francisco.
Cool. How long are you going to be there?
I'm going to be in San Francisco for a day, and then I'm going to be driving up to Tahoe to snowboard.
Very cool, very cool. So you'll be in San Francisco for Thanksgiving, or what are you doing on Thanksgiving?
On Thanksgiving, I will be in Tahoe.
Very cool, very cool. And then when will you be back?
I'll be back to school on Saturday. I'm flying back from San Jose.
I know a lot of students have like projects and stuff. Are you going to be working on any of that, or are you just taking this week as a break?
I mean, I have a really big paper due for leadership, but I will not be doing it till Saturday. It's due on Monday.
Right, all right. I think you can do it.
Thank you.
In the Thanksgiving spirit. Well, you heard it here. People are heading home. Thanksgiving's a good break. We'll send it back to you at the desk. I'm Adam Winton, Chapman News.
Well, I guess the traffic was so bad he actually didn't even make it to the airport. So, Tristan, what are you doing this Thanksgiving?
I guess he did it, but actually my parents are flying in and we're going on a road trip to Yosemite, so I'm very excited.
Oh, that's so much fun. With all this talk of travel, I'm wondering what the weather's going to look like. Matt, is anyone going to have a white Thanksgiving?
Well, Jess, don't get your hopes up for a white Thanksgiving because that's not going to happen unless you're going to go to Disneyland's Christmas parade. But that is not the case for the rest of the country. The season's very first wintry storm is expected to barrel into the western New York this weekend, bringing strong winds and falling temperatures. Significant lake effect snow could also accompany the Arctic blast, perhaps lasting through Thanksgiving and into next weekend. Spotty rain and snow will also be affecting central and northern Rockies. So if you're going to be leaving our sunny Chapman home of Orange this Thanksgiving, you might want to check your flight for any possible delays. As for our own hometown weather, I'm going to be giving you the full rundown just a little bit later into the show. Now back to the desk.
More things to look forward during the holidays. My favorite time of year is here again. Brianna Greenup has this year's latest Black Friday deals.
Thanksgiving is next week, and you know what that means.
I am a turkey. Kill me.
It's the same every year. The turkey, the stuffing, family. So you would think Black Friday would stay the same too. Think again. What used to be this is now this. Cyber Monday aside, Black Friday is still a hit with Americans. According to a national survey by Ebates, 79% of Americans say they will be shopping this Black Friday. Even as far as 44% saying they were willing to camp out for the best deals. And these deals do not disappoint. If you need an iPhone, this might be the time to get one. Walmart will be offering a $300 gift card with any purchase of the iPhone X8 or 7. This deal does require a deal with AT&T and Verizon, so be prepared to sign a 2-year lease. Target trails that offer with a $250 gift card with purchase, and Best Buy at $200. Both will require service from Verizon, AT&T, and Sprint. For the gamer in your life, GameStop will be offering bundles and deals on the PlayStation 4, as well as the Xbox 360 for free, which entails a mail-in rebate of $59.99. And for those in need of clothing, Kohl's will be offering $15 on every $50 spent. But if you do plan to stay on the couch, Amazon will be offering their Echo Dot speaker for $29.99, their newest Amazon Fire Stick at $49.99, and a 3-month subscription to Amazon Music for 99 cents. Whether you choose to go out or stay home, there's a deal for everyone. Brianna Greenup, Chapman News.
Okay, most of the time I am afraid of change, but this is actually something I can get behind. Coming up, new charges of sexual abuse. This time, comedian turned liberal activist Al Franken.
And is something new in the works with your favorite streaming platform? This week's Week in Tech segment tells all, and you won't want to miss it.
Follow your dreams. Chapman University. Take your life to new heights. Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Welcome back to Chapman News. New charges of sexual abuse today. The latest against comedian turned Senator Al Franken, now accused by KABC radio news anchor Leanne Tweeden of abusing her while they were on a USO tour of Afghanistan. In 2006, the two were a part of a USO tour of Afghanistan to entertain the troops. Franken is accused of forcibly kissing Tweeden backstage and groping her in her sleep. While Franklin did apologize for his actions, there's talk about him resigning his office. This news comes as pressure increases for Alabama Republican candidate Roy Moore to step down from his Senate race. Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell wants Moore to quit, but for now, Alabama Republicans are sticking with him. Moore is accused of dating underage girls, one of whom claims he groped her. President Trump made a speech on Wednesday claiming that America is back after his return from his trip to 5 countries in Asia. During the speech, he fumed at the negative press coverage from his trip, but did note some of his accomplishments, including following through on some promises to voters. He believes his first 10 months have been a success and claimed it is, quote, great American comeback that has restored the U.S.'s standing in the world. However, in the speech, he neglected to address any concerns on trade or North Korea, 2 of the biggest issues he focused on for this trip.
On the international news front, our reporter Adam Winton keeps us up to date, as always, on this week's edition of Internationally Informed.
An earthquake hit Iraq on Sunday near the border of Iran at a magnitude of 7.3. As of now, 530 people have been reported killed and almost 8,000 were injured. Officials declared a state of emergency in Iraq as more than 70,000 people needed emergency shelter due to weak building structures. Red Cross teams and Turkey are set to begin relief efforts with the EU standing by. Australia has voted in favor of same-sex marriage by an overwhelming 62 to 38%. Initially, the LGBT community did not want the vote, according to sources. They were worried the vote would go south and that there would be severe backlash against the community. Australians have long been in favor of equal marriage rights, but the government claimed they wanted to hold traditional values. The change comes as a great relief to those same-sex couples who seek the sanctity of marriage.
I have never been so proud of my fellow Australians.
Military leaders in Zimbabwe staged a military coup on Tuesday night in response to the firing of Vice President Emmerson Mnangagwa 2 weeks ago. According to sources, President Mugabe was prepping to set up his wife, Grace Mugabe, as the legal successor to power. President Mugabe, now 93, came to power in 1980 and immediately ordered the massacre of those in the opposition. After the takeover, Major General S.B. Moro had this to say about the coup.
To both our people and the world beyond our borders, we wish to make it abundantly clear that this is not a military takeover of government. What the Zimbabwe Defense Forces is doing is to pacify a degenerating political, social, and economic situation in our country.
Keeping you internationally informed, I'm Adam Winton, Chapman News. Back to you.
As for this week's on-campus news, Chapman is one of several hundred colleges and universities across the country that have received financial support from one controversial organization. The Charles Koch Foundation is a philanthropic organization that has donated millions to 319 colleges and universities across the country, including Chapman, to create a talent pipeline of libertarian-minded students. Chapman received a $5 million donation from the Charles Koch Foundation to help establish the Smith Institute for Political Economy and Philosophy, which bridges the gap between humanities and economics in a program called Humanomics. According to an investigation from Chapman's students' newspaper, The Panther, Charles Koch and his brother David are billionaires known to support conservative efforts and groups that deny climate change. They were the subjects of a 2016 book called Dark Money, which revealed how they have pooled their wealth and influence to influence academia and U.S. politics. Some students at other universities founded a campaign called Uncoke My Campus to expose the dark money donated to universities to shape students' political ideology.
So, Uncoke My Campus is a national grassroots campaign led by students and faculty alike that has emerged in response to this increased funding that we're seeing from Charles and David Koch through the Charles Koch Foundation. Our goal is to sort of shed light on the nature of the contracts that are established when the Charles Koch Foundation gives money to a university.
In October, a committee in the business school voted to hire 2 full tenured professorships funded by these donations.
Speaking of finances, one of the biggest shopping days of the year is almost here, and almost every store is offering deep discounts on some of the hottest tech gadgets of the year. Robert Rosenfeld tells us what the deals are and where to get them on this week's Week in Tech.
Amazon's Emmy-winning streaming video platform Prime Video may soon offer a freemium tier along with their ad-free paid subscription service. Advertising site Ad Age reported that the Netflix rival may soon offer their growing catalog of movies and TV shows, including some major award winners, to anyone and everyone willing to watch a few commercial breaks. Amazon Prime customers who pay $100 a year are currently the only ones eligible to watch the library of about 18,000 movies so far. Amazon issued a statement on Tuesday saying that they have no plans to create an ad-supported tier at this time, though many analysts speculate that the service may exist in the coming year. Ride-sharing giant Lyft has chosen Canada as its first launch market outside of the United States. The Uber competitor will first launch in the Toronto area next month, offering 5 tiers of its car service to customers in the surrounding area. The company will face off of mega giant and rival Uber, which has not only been in the area for 5 years, but since launching in the country has forced out competitor Halo from North America altogether. Since launching in 2012, Lyft currently covers 94% of the United States. And with Black Friday just a week away, it's time to start planning your purchases. And if you're in the market for some good tech at affordable prices, you're going to want to plan to shop after that Thanksgiving meal. Popular gadgets like Amazon's Echo Dot are being sold for $30. That's down a considerable amount from its normal $50 price tag, as well as hefty discounts on one of the biggest tech crazes of the year, 4K TVs. Best Buy, Target, and Walmart are all offering heavy discounts on 4K TVs from all major manufacturers, as well as hundreds of dollars off of laptops, smartwatches, and other tech goodies. Cyber Monday also looks to promise some pretty good deals on tech gadgets, but for the deepest discounts, you're going to want to head out to shop on Black Friday. I'm Robert Rosenfeld, and that's The Week in Tech.
Coming up, People magazine revealed their sexiest man alive for 2017, and you'll never guess who it is.
And Chapman kicks off holiday celebrations with their annual Winterfest event.
Don't stand by, stand up.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Chapman News. Rounding out our campus headlines today, Stranger Things Season 3 is in the works, but are the Duffer Brothers working on anything else? Brianna Greenup and Caitlin Moore found out all the details.
Now that you finished binge watching Season 2 of Stranger Things, you might want to know that Season 3 and 4 are in the pipeline. Graduates of Chapman's film program, the Duffer Brothers, came to spread their insight on the creation of Stranger Things and all things filmmaking to Chapman students. We were able to sit down with the dynamic duo after their seminar and discuss what's next for them.
We don't know yet. That's the truthful thing, is that we don't know. But I mean, it's because it ends up taking up so much of our life. I mean, it is a full-time thing, and so, we're not really able to work on this and do something else. So, really, we're not worrying about it so much.
But we also found out a thing or two about their creative process.
Music is important to me, not music with lyrics. It's actually like movie music, like classic movie music. Is sort of, if I put that on and listen to my headphones, it can kind of transport me, and that is sort of the most essential.
But I think everyone has their own thing.
That's true.
That kind of helps them get lost in the world. So
Walking, a lot of pacing. If we're stuck or whatever, it helps me to get out.
And you can combine the two, pacing with music. That's also good.
Do you guys have the same thing, like twin telepathy kind of thing going on?
Are we telepathic?
Yeah, are you
yes.
telepathic?
How did you know? No. No, but we're very in sync, so we think, we have a lot of the same, we have a lot of the same ideas, a lot of the same, we think a lot alike, but we're not always completely 100% synced up.
And as the Duffer Brothers explain their focus on Stranger Things, the show's producer Sean Levi teases even a 5th season.
I love Stranger Things. Like, such a fan, so much of a fan, a little bit of an embarrassing story, but I shaved my head and wore a dress last Halloween and pretended to be 11.
Yeah, I actually remember that and will probably never forget. But with that, I'm sure there's more news and entertainment. Brenny, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Jess. Finally, the anticipation is no longer killing us. The results are in for this year's Sexiest Man Alive, and you may or may not be fangirling about it. Bow down, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. With the new year comes a new hottie. People magazine just named Blake Shelton 2017's Sexiest Man Alive. While Shelton's girlfriend Gwen Stefani celebrated the news, it looks like some social media users were not too happy about it. One Twitter user wrote, "Blake Shelton looks like the dad in a drug commercial where they list off the side effects at the end while you watch him build a birdhouse." While another person on social media wrote, "On a scale of 1 to Blake Shelton's publicist, how good are you at your job?" Not everyone may agree with Shelton's new sexy title, but Gwen Stefani couldn't be more proud of her man. In an interview with E!, she gushed, "How rad is my life right now? Like, how good does that make me look?" Shelton seems to be pretty pleased about his new title, and the proof is all in his Twitter feed. His most recent tweet being, "I just made a drink, a sexy drink. Hashtag don't hate me because I'm beautiful." I have to agree with Gwen on this one. I definitely went a little BANANAS for Blake's nomination. Blake Shelton may be the sexiest man of the year, but former quarterback Colin Kaepernick just became Citizen of the Year. It might be because the athlete is now taking a stand instead of a knee. The man who took a knee is now the Man of the Year. GQ just named former 49ers player Colin Kaepernick one of their American heroes, putting him on the cover of their latest issue. Since Kaepernick made headlines for taking a knee during the national anthem last season, he is now a free agent. This simple movement may have cost him his QB status, but it turned Kaepernick into a symbol of activism. The athlete-turned-activist agreed to work with GQ on their December issue to make a statement about racial inequality and police brutality. Kaepernick may not be seen on the field anytime soon, but he still seems to be playing defense after reports came out that he is suing the NFL for collusion. Maybe we'll find out more about this NFL nightmare from Kaepernick's new book, which is currently in the works with Random House. Kaepernick may be sparking some controversy, but he isn't the only one. Gene Simmons is making headlines for his sexist comments about women.
Today, another controversial comment from Gene Simmons. This time, the Kiss singer, now 68, discussed the sexual hierarchy of life and how women use their physical appearance to get ahead. In case you missed it, Simmons made the controversial remarks while discussing his new book, On Power, My Journey Through the Corridors of Power and How You Can Get More Power, with the New York Post. Women have a choice. They can dress in potato sacks, but as soon as they pretty themselves up with lipstick, lift and separate them, and point them in our general direction, they're gonna get a response. Guys are jackasses. We will buy them mansions and houses all because of sex, he told the Post. Obviously, when Simmons joined Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb on the Today Show yesterday, they asked him to clarify his remarks. This is what he had to say.
I'm not being confrontational. I'm on your side. I want women to have all the power they can have. What I'm pointing out is your looks, how you dress, how you present yourself is an outreach, an extension of the power that you have. We can't do that. Men can't do that. We have to build skyscrapers and thereby try to be more attractive to you. Your actual female self is your power. So you have a choice of implementing that power or not. That's up to you.
Maybe while we're waiting for his next controversial comment, we can try out wearing our potato sacks.
I think we can all agree that he's going to make it on the naughty list this year. Speaking of the naughty or nice list, our reporter Jessica Metter got to talk to St. Nick himself. Take a look.
Chapman University held its 5th annual Winterfest celebration in the Atala Piazza on Wednesday. The event featured a tree lighting ceremony, performances from the Chapman Big Band, current Chapman students, and alumni. With an appearance from Santa Claus himself, you would think this event was targeting those who celebrate Christmas. However, Chapman made sure that wasn't the case.
One of the things I am most grateful for at Chapman University is that we honor the identities, particularly religious and spiritual identities, of all of our students and our faculty and our staff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being Jewish, I heard the rabbis speak. They're singing Hanukkah songs, so I think that was great.
Chapman also created a Christmas miracle in November. They made it snow in Southern California. While the snow was really just soap, adults and kids alike enjoyed playing with the bubbles. At the event, kids could write a letter to Santa or wait in line to take it up with the big man himself. They also offered free hot chocolate and plenty of cute photo ops for after the festivities. This event is free and open to the public, and Chapman invites all students, faculty, and Orange residents to the holiday tradition each year.
Reporting live from Winterfest in Santa's Lap, I'm Jessica Metter for Chapman News.
It's true what they say. The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear. Remember to eat lots of turkey and be good this break because Santa is watching. That's all for me in entertainment. Caitlin, what's going on in sports?
Whoa, 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 what am I doing here? Tim and Michael just told me neither of them were available and then they sat me down here. Okay, it's all right. This is entertainment, right? Sports? Wait, sports? How did this ever get past our producers? Okay, well, might as well try my best. We start today with updates on LiAngelo Ball and the state of the UCLA men's basketball team. The middle child of basketball's most talked about family and younger brother of Los Angeles Lakers rookie Lonzo LiAngelo Ball spoke to the media with his teammates Cody Riley and Jalen Hill for the first time since their arrest in China for attempting to steal a pair of sunglasses. The freshmen were each quick to apologize to their teammates and to the members of the UCLA community, but also opted to give thanks to a certain member of the United States government as well.
I'd also like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they provided as well. I'm grateful to be back home, and I'll never make a mistake like this again.
This came only hours after President Trump tweeted, quote, "Do you think 3 UCLA basketball players will say thank you, President Trump? They were headed for 10 years in jail," end quote. All 3 of the freshmen have been suspended from the team indefinitely. They will not be allowed to travel or practice with the team until further notice. According to UCLA's head coach John Alford, the players will have to earn their way back onto the team. From one campus to our very own, and from a sport just getting underway to one nearing its end, Chapman football has wrapped up their regular season and now moves on to the NCAA Division III playoffs. The brackets were revealed on a playoff selection show this weekend, and Tim Wolf was there to find out who the Panthers will be playing.
Thanks. The Panthers just finished their first SCIAC championship season since 2014, which secured them a spot in the NCAA Division III playoffs. They did not, however, know who they were going to play in the first round, and they just found out in this room a few moments ago.
No matter which team we play, we'll be ready for any team that we come against. So I think our offense and defense will be fine.
Good evening and welcome to the 2017 Division III Football Selection Show. A year removed.
New history being made. What will the 2017 tournament deliver this season? I'm your host, Will Haskett.
Coming off an extra bye week due to Occidental College forfeiting the final game of the season, the Panthers watched attentively while they waited to find out who they would play.
Chapman will be the first opponent on their way on the
We're prepared for the fact that it's going to be a tough football game. I hope they're prepared for the fact that it's going to be a tough football game.
Now, the Panthers could not have drawn a tougher opponent for the first round, but they are confident in their ability to compete against the #1 ranked Mary Hardin Baylor Crusaders.
We get a chance to play #1 team in the nation. I mean, what an exciting opportunity for us, for our football program, and for the Chapman community.
You know, you hear about Mary Hardin Baylor every week. You know, you hear about how good they are and stuff, so it'll be good for us to see them firsthand and to challenge ourselves.
We just gotta trust one another, you know? We're just gonna trust one another, make sure we're doing our assignments, we're mentally sound this week, get prepared well for this week, and it's gonna be an exciting game, I can tell you that.
I can't say that they're looking at us and going, okay, we're gonna have a great battle here with Chapman, we gotta get past these guys somehow, and then prepare for. I think it's more a little bit of we're going to go ahead and play Chapman, but we're going to prepare for.
Now, Mary Hardin Baylor is the defending national champion, and they have the best defense in all of Division III. Chapman will head to East Texas to take them on Saturday night. For Chapman News, I'm Tim Wolf.
Chapman brings their high-powered offense that led them to an undefeated SCIAC record to Belton, Texas, to take on a Mary Hardin Baylor team that has allowed less than a touchdown a game this season with their #1 ranked defense. Kickoff is at 10 a.m. on Saturday. But football can't get all the attention this week. You all at home have only seen Tim, Michael, and myself take on athletes at their own game this semester, but this week, we've got a new host to battle against an old favorite. The first ever athlete battle took place against Jeff O'Brien, and Jessica Metter tried her luck with the OG.
I'm here with all SCIAC first team member Jeff O'Brien and our athlete of the week. Jeff, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you're third all-time in career goals. How does it feel to know that you're leaving your mark on Chapman water polo?
Feels good. As a center, I kind of rely on my teammates to pass the ball in. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do anything. So I want to give a shout out to the good passers on the team. All right, so I'm going to try to knock the melon out of Jess's hand. She's trying to knock the ball out of my hand. I need to knock it out 3 times. She needs to get 1.
Round 1.
Feels good.
Feels good? All I gotta say is don't play with your food, Jeff. I'm gonna get you. And as a senior, what kind of legacy are you trying to leave for the younger people taking your place?
I'd like for the younger guys to step up and be able to take over our positions. A lot of the starters this year are seniors, so it would be good for them to take over our spots.
Round 2.
I was so confident. Okay, Jeff, and you were actually our first athlete of the week, so how do you feel to come full circle now as our athlete of the week? And you saw it grow, how do you feel?
It was an absolute honor, and I'm so glad to have seen it develop into such a fun and entertaining segment. I come back every week to watch it live, and everyone else should too. Is that good?
Yeah, that was great.
Round 3.
All I can say is that I put up a good fight. I tried my best. Okay, that was our athlete of the week. I'm Jessica Metter, and this is Jeff O'Brien. Thank you so much, and tune in next week. And back to you, Caitlin.
You can take this.
You know what they say about taking an L, though? I'm gonna bounce back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, Jess, you're not the only one breaking a honeydew today. Thank goodness for my spare in my car trunk. I mean, watching that got me super hungry. Well, SCIAC water polo playoffs start today, and Chapman comes in as the 3rd seed, but after close losses to Whittier and Pomona Pitzer, It seems like this year the competition may be tighter than ever. Best of luck to the entire Chapman men's water polo team. They won't be the first team on display this weekend, though. If you haven't had enough Panther action and you're still in town for the weekend, you can watch the women's basketball team take on Concordia M-Head at 5 tonight. The men's water polo team takes on Whittier on the road at 7 for their first playoff game. Not only that, but the football team looks to get Chapman its first ever NCAA tournament victory this Saturday against the nation's top seed, Mary Hardin-Baylor. That's at 10 in the morning on Saturday. And lastly, later in the day, the women's basketball team will take the court at home once again against McMurray. Well, there's a 90% chance that this is all I've got for sports. So Matt, what's going on with the weather?
Thanks, Kate. I love me a good Mean Girls reference, and it seems like the holiday season is in full force. Well, that is besides the weather. We're having a partly sunny day here in Orange, California at around 73 degrees, so definitely don't waste your day just walking up and down the Trader Joe's aisle. If you have some Thanksgiving shopping, put it on hold and spend the day at possibly the beach. We're looking at some nice temperatures all around the coast. 72 in Newport, 72 in Laguna, 72 in Irvine, and it actually is going to stick just like that when we look at all Southern California in general. We're looking at 71 in LA, 73 in Anaheim, and it just starts to heat up as we head on over to Palm Springs, which might have something to do with the fact that I'm heading there after the show. So coincidence? I think not. It's all good. Let's go ahead and look at that 5-day forecast. We're actually about to heat up as we go into Thanksgiving week, and 83 on Tuesday, which is a little hot for Thanksgiving week if you ask me. So if you're looking for your Starbucks holiday cups, it looks like you're gonna have to stick to your iced drinks. That's probably why we pay the big bucks to live in California. Anyways, have an awesome Thanksgiving break. Now back to the desk.
For our show today, a world-renowned singer performed at Chapman this week. Reporter Alana Williams got a peek into the Musco Center of the Arts to show you.
Tuesday night, the Musco Center for the Arts held a special concert performance of the LA opera piece Nabucco, starring Placido Domingo. The entire cast, including principal singers, the 60-member chorus, and a 72-member orchestra, were here for one night only.
I noticed that Placido Domingo was going to perform here, and I was amazed that he was going to be at this school. So I said, well, I'll fly back from Phoenix, and I'll take you to see Placido Domingo, because he's one of the greatest voices of the 20th century.
The famed 19th century Italian opera tells the story of an aging king losing his grip on reality as his daughter begins a tyrannical regime that the citizens of the chorus must defend themselves against. A concert performance typically puts the orchestra on stage to keep the focus on the vocals and music.
Made you imagine the opera, even though there were no sets and nothing else, just their voices and their actions, and they were very convincing.
The star of the show, Placido Domingo, is a friend of Chapman University's and of Paul Musco, pictured left. In fact, Domingo received an honorary Doctor of Arts and his own bust on March 28th, on the one-year anniversary of Musco's first show, Make Our Garden Grow, which he performed in.
Paul Musco is a dear friend of Placido Domingo and also a great patron of LA Opera, and so we thank him for allowing us to present Nabucco here at the Musco Center.
If you missed this performance, you can still catch the renowned opera at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in Los Angeles through November 19th. I'm Alana Williams reporting from the Musco Center for the Arts, Chapman News.
Make sure you log on to our website, chapmannews.tv, to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsies bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Chapman News, Twitter, and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube at youtube.com/Chapman News.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you in 2 weeks.
Now go home, put up your feet, and enjoy gobbling up all of Grandma's great recipes.